Hello everyone and welcome to this new video. I'm Ombra and today I will give you my opinion about Azog, the recently leaked commander who is believed to be the new evil faction commander. First of all, I want to explain you where the leaks come from. 2 days ago, the devs accidentally inserted a file that showed an additional commander on the map, looking like Gandalf the White but on the northern lands. And if you click on that commander, that shows you nothing except a missed file. Going between the commander, however, on scrolling down you could notice a commander that have the same icon of a commander already existing on the game, and that can be random, which however if you press it shows the Azog name. Now it was certainly an error. In fact, the devs had fixed that bug in around 10-12 hours, so the commander is not anymore available to see on the game. But during this lapse of time, a lot of people make screen, make video, and so we are able to talk about them. I would like to clarify that this commander is not already released, so the skill can change, and we also don't know the scaling of the skill I'm gonna show you, and the possible change that the commander bring in terms of mechanics inside the game, so I cannot make an official guide of them. Today I'm gonna just read the skill with you and give you my opinion about that. Speaking of the commander, what I understand from his description is that commander will be mainly a buffer from the troop in offensive way and as a CC maker. Please consider what we know about the current meta is not a good signal, cause all the damage dealer are commander that deals damage by themselves and not with troop right now, cause the troop damage dealer doesn't work very well. But like I say, it's too early for gives a final judge about them. We need to see them release first and we need to see on the meta. Talking about the skill, on the R0 top we have Add the Reaper Brute, a skill that increases the next one instance of damage dealt by 2 allied formation unit by 35%. That apply on round 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. This damage at level 5 gonna be modified by the command stat. Again, we don't know the scaling, so it's hard to say what the final number gonna be. And in addition, at level 10 the damage dealt gonna reduce the defense of the enemy attacked by 5, and that can stack till the end of the battle. The important part of the skill in my opinion here is just the boost on the damage dealt, and if this can be a factor for a troop damage dealer. Here I have create a possible scenario, is possible just because I suppose a scaling that bring the damage dealt to 100%, and that is a very good scaling from 35% to 100%, but the command is a lot, so it's possible that reach this amount of damage dealt. So let's say you influence a formation with a base damage of 5k, that is a very solid formation in terms of damage. You're gonna have 10k of damage on round 2 from each of these two formations, 7k of damage on round 4, cause of course you also gonna be heated and you lose troop, and for this reason you lose damage. Then 5k on round 6, 3k on round 8 and 2k on round 10. Again, this is only a simulation, I cannot predict where the hit gonna land, so it's an average, what I suppose a fight gonna be. If we consider the amount of damage that skill gonna increase, the total for these two formation is 13.5k of damage each, so it's 27k of damage just from this skill. But if we consider we're gonna fight always versus White Council, so probably in the round 2 we're gonna have a 70% damage reduction. Then if we fight versus Gil-galad, probably the round 2 gonna be skipped completely, and also the White Council still be applied on the round 4. In a realistic scenario it's more possible have plus 20k of damage from this skill. So plus 20k of damage from one skill in my opinion is not fantastic, it's not a terrible choice, but it's also not fantastic. If there's not any change on the amount of damage that the troop deals, this is not a skill that can force me to say, okay, I need to play this commander in the meta, is the top tier, I want it for sure. Then the second skill of the kit, the R0 bot, calls Brutalizer. Attack and defense of 3 allied formation unit increased by 32, but this effect decrease of 1/3 each round. This effect will also modify by the initiative. We know all the scaling with the initiative are really poor. Additionally, if you play Orcs, Uruk-hai, Troll, Heavyman or beast, almost all the unit of the evil faction, this skill gonna decrease only by 1/4 each round. Now let's suppose this initiative scaling is similar to all the other initiative scaling. We probably gonna have about 35 of defense and attack for your unit. That means on the round 1 you're gonna have about 21% damage reduction and 21% damage boost, and that is a good bonus, not excels but good. On the round 2 about 15%, on the round 3 about 10%, and on the round 5 about 5%. In terms of damage reduction can be decent, but it's not fantastic because all the damage from the good faction comes from round 3 and round 4, so you're gonna have only 10% and 5% damage reduction. And also in terms of damage boost is very bad, because have 20% more damage on the round where you fight the White Council is terrible. So in a normal battle you're gonna benefit only by the 10% on the round 3 and the 5% on the round 4, and that is not enough for sustain 10 points on a skill like that. Overall, this in my opinion is the worst skill of the kit. The archery skill, the End of Evil, have 30% chance to inflict stun on 2 enemy formation for 1 round in the round 3, 6 and 9. In addition, damage received by the target affected by stun or madness increase by 30%, and that can also stack, and if you bring that to the maximum level the chance of stun increase to 45%. Considering what we know about the meta right now, this is the best skill of the kit. Evil faction have a lot of CC and so have plus 30% damage each time a stun or a madness land on an enemy is a lot. So if we have to consider only the possibility of Azog of stun with this skill, we have on average 0.9 commander stun from Azog on the round 3, 6 and 9 for a total of 2.7 commander stun, and that is already a good number. For comparison, Sauron, that is the best commander for CC, have 1.3 on the round 3, 6 and 9 for a total of 3.9, but that is the best commander for CC. So have 2.7 is not so bad, but this is not the strong part of the skill, because the strong part, like I say, is the synergy with all the CC of the evil faction. For example, if you run a team with Azog, 𝒆𝒚𝒘𝒐𝒓𝒅𝒔, Staro and Sauron, you're gonna have 2 commander .2 stun or madness in the round 1, 1.2 commander on the round 2, 2.1 commander on the round 3, 0.5 on the round 4, then on round 5 0, on round 6 2.1 again, on the round 7 0.5, on the round 9 2.1, and on the round 10 0.5. So there's a lot of possibility of CC each round. There's only few rounds where you don't have CC, and this is just the average of CC, is not the maximum possibility. So it's possible that in a lot of rounds all the enemy are stun or madness with a team like that. So we can say for sure that if you play a team like that, you're gonna have about 1 or 2 commander inflicted by a control each round, and that means you're gonna have 1 or 2 commander that receive 30% more damage from all the damage you deal. And the synergy with Azog are infinity. You can think to run Saruman for have more synergy with madness and also bring more CC. You can think to bring the Witch King that increase the amount of CC you have. You can think to run the Undying. There's an infinity amount of commander that bring CC and also use them. The last skill of the kit is the Fallen Commander. The first 4 rounds after 3 formation of allied orcs, Uruk-hai, troll, Evirmen or beast unit launch normal attacks, you have 50% chance to gain follow-up damage that deals 110% damage. At level 5 the chance becomes 75%, and that is equal to the Witch King but longer, so it's superior than Witch King. And at level 10 you gain also a 50% chance to gain madness and stun immune during all these periods of time. So the utility part of this skill, just burning the White Council, is really good, because that means you're gonna burn the double of stack of White Council of 75% in the first 4 rounds, and that is great. You're also gonna have 50% chance to gain madness and stun immune, and that also can be useful. But talking about the damage part, we need to think about that. So in this simulation we simulate 3 formation that is 5k each round, that is an high damage, so you're probably gonna run a full dedicated team for them. And what we got is about each round you're gonna have 16k.5 increased damage on round 1, 2, 3 and 4 for a total of 66k of increasing damage. That is a good number, because increase the damage of 66k in the first 4 rounds, it's solid, but don't consider the too big problem. If you add the White Council to the equation, you're gonna have only 5k on the round 1, 5k on the round 2, and then 16.5 on the round 3, suppose you finish that because you have already a shadow in your team, for example, and 16.5k on round 4, that bring the damage only to 42.9k. That is still solid, because 42k more damage for one skill only, it's very solid in my opinion. The very big problem come when you pair White Council with a commander like Gil-galad, that bring the damage only to 1k increase on the round 1, 1k increase on the round 2, 1k on the round 3, because yes, if you run slow commander with Gil, you're gonna have the evasion for 3 rounds for them, and that is terrible for you, and on the round 4 you're gonna hit for 4k, because you still gonna have the White Council probably. So the average damage you're gonna increase, it's only about 8k, and that is not enough for spend 10 skill point on one skill. So it's not a skill you can consider for make damage, you can consider that for burning White Council faster, you can consider that for don't get stun or madness, but not for making damage if this is the current meta. These are the statistics of Azog, have base damage of 20-25, and it is strange for a commander that have 0 skill for damage dealing, and have also 165 command, that it's okay, it's a good command for a leader commander, and nothing, that's all we know about Azog for now. As I said, it's too early for say, okay, this commander is broken or this commander is shit, we need to see them on the fight. The R3 have a solid potential on the current meta, the R5 can be useful for burning White Council and for protect from madness and stun. Is that enough for play them in a real team? I don't know, we need to test it and see them on the real battle. I don't know if this skill gonna be the final release skill for Azog, but that is what I suppose, cause it's probably a product already finished and ready to be launched, but let's see what we're gonna have on the future days. That's all for this video. If you like it, just smash like on that and also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Let me know what you think about that in the comment, I'm really curious to see what is your opinion. As always, I wanna remember you have an affiliated link with the game that allow you to buy gems from the official site of the game, and if you choose to use my code, the devs recognize me a little commission of what you spend, and you're gonna support directly my channel. You're gonna find the link in the description of the video and also in the first comment. Again, thank you for following me and see you in the next. Woo!